early January, we'd had enough of northern European winter and flew south to thaw out in Spain's Costa del Sol. Our first stop was Torremolinos, next to the provincial capital of Malaga. The first and most developed of the area resort towns, it's been well known in the UK since the 1960s.
Torremolinos, Torremolinos.
And even though the direct view from our room wasn't great, we were treated to amazing sunsets nearly every night. Our hotel gate put us a block away from the main street where there were plenty of restaurants, including this fantastic tapas bar. There were also nearby grocery stores where we wanted to eat in. The Torremolinos waterfront is well developed and quite extensive. There are under 70,000 permanent residents, but that number can swell to over 250,000 during peak season. And during low season, many places are shuttered. The beaches, while not the white sand that we love from the Philippines, go on for miles and are accessed by a great ocean walk. We were staying about a 20-minute walk from the town center, which is about 100 feet above beach level, with an elevator or stairs to take you there. Though really, town center was just more of the same. Malaga, the provincial capital, is an easy hour-long public bus ride away. Known as the capital of the Costa del Sol, it's much more of a real city than Torremolinos. The 250-year-old Renaissance-era cathedral took more than 150 years to complete. The cathedral's gardens were a popular spot the day we visited, even though a cold breeze was chilling everyone, including this poor pigeon. The highlight of our visit to Malaga was the 14th century Moorish Alcazaba, built over a period of 300 years atop a hill previously occupied by a Roman villa. A Roman amphitheater was excavated at the base of the hill. The Alcazaba is a fortress and a garden, filled with orange trees that the Moors brought with them from Africa and are now intrinsically associated with Spain. The upper walls of the Alcazaba have an unmatched view of the city. Another day, we took a group bus trip up into the hills north of the coast. The region is historically known for its fertile agriculture, particularly wine and olives. But agriculture is threatened by the draw of the lucrative tourist industry. So in 2017, the Spanish government recognized it as an important part of the country's heritage in an attempt to keep the sector alive. Our first stop was in Setenil de las Bodegas, a town that has a sizable olive industry. But we didn't stop there just for the olives. Split by a small river, Setenil started as a Moorish hilltop fortification above the river. Local tradition holds that the town name came from the Latin for 7-0, because the fortress withstood 7 sieges before Christian armies finally captured it. The real attraction for tourists is how the town grew down along the river, on both sides, wherever the contours of the rock would allow. including under the rock. Right up against it, making use of every bit of space allowed. The second stop on our day trip was to the south, the historic town of Ronda. There are direct public buses to Ronda, so if you don't want to see Setenil and only want to visit Ronda, bus is an option. I'd visited Ronda once in 1992, and it is much more built up now. The older parts are much more restored and gorgeous than I remember. The tourism business has been very good for Ronda. And bullfighting is still active in Spain, and the Ronda bull ring is the oldest in the country. The patriarch of one of the greatest Spanish bullfighting families is from Ronda, and his great-grandson and namesake still performs today. It was lunchtime, and Ronda has a lot of restaurants to choose from. But we found a wonderful sampler platter and a delicious local red wine. Later, we came on a woman feeding a peafowl on a random side street, and before we knew it, there was a whole flock. Ronda's claim to fame is the magnificent El Tajo Canyon over the Guadalquivir River that is spanned by 3 bridges. The oldest and the lowest is the Roman Bridge, also called the Arabic Bridge, originally built by Romans around the 1st century CE and upgraded by the Arabic Moors when they conquered Ronda in the 8th century. The Roman baths behind it were also used by the Moors. Ronda's old bridge is actually 900 years younger than the Arabic Bridge, and about 100 feet higher above the gorge. While the Arab Bridge can carry car traffic, the old bridge is only for pedestrian traffic. But it's the new bridge, 390 feet above the river and completed in 1793, which is on all the postcards. But to get that postcard shot, you have to cross to the south side of the bridge and go down along the canyon wall. The main viewpoint now has a fee, €5, so not so bad, and there's a pathway down to near the top of the falls. Which I didn't feel like doing, but just below the ticket office, you still get a fantastic view. On the way back to the bus to leave Ronda, we kept getting drawn in by our favorite Spanish delicacy, jamón ibérico. We finally gave in and found a bottle of the same wine we'd had at lunch. Back for a last Torremolinos sunset, we moved on west to Estepona, our next stop in the Costa del Sol.